Some people really don't want to forget the past. They cling to it like a security blanket. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. It's the only way to become what you were meant to be. Succeed or fail. Attempting is a luxury for the weak. Power is not to be gained, but to be taken. Embrace your strength, for only through dominance can you shape your destiny. With failure, true mastery is born. Hope is like the sun. If you only believe it when you can see it, you'll never make it through the night. While the past holds valuable lessons, clinging to it too tightly can hinder our ability to adapt and evolve. Throughout history, humanity has grappled with the weight of its past. Tradition, while serving as a link to our roots, can also become a barrier to progress. Cultural norms, societal expectations, and personal histories can all exert a powerful influence, anchoring individuals and societies to outdated ways of thinking and behaving. This reluctance to let go of the past can stifle innovation, creativity, and growth, trapping us in cycles of stagnation. However, change is an inevitable part of life. It is through change that we adapt, learn, and evolve. Embracing change requires a willingness to let go of the familiar, to venture into the unknown with courage and openness. Just as a caterpillar must shed its cocoon to become a butterfly, we too must shed the constraints of the past to realize our full potential. This process can be painful and challenging, but it is essential for personal and collective growth. When we let the past die, we create space for new beginnings. We release ourselves from the shackles of outdated beliefs and behaviors, opening ourselves up to new opportunities and possibilities. In doing so, we unleash the power of transformation, allowing ourselves to grow and evolve in ways we never thought possible. This willingness to embrace change is what drives progress and innovation, propelling individuals and societies forward into a brighter future. Letting the past die is not always easy. It requires resilience in the face of adversity, a willingness to confront discomfort and uncertainty head-on. Yet it is precisely through these challenges that we discover our strength and resilience. By letting go of the past, we free ourselves from the burdens that weigh us down, enabling us to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life with grace and resilience. By letting go of the past, we free ourselves from its constraints and open ourselves up to new possibilities. It is through this process of letting go that we discover our true potential and realize our capacity for growth and transformation. So let us heed the wisdom of these words and embrace change with courage and conviction. For it is through change that we truly come alive.
On up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish? Cause you know, I know, you know you lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Confrontation is the conversation. Your contact, erased it, can't take it, no patience. Major mistake is me believing in you and you say shit. I thought you changed, but since you can't, I can no longer take it. Go ahead and face it, plain and basic, different occasions. Gave you my trust and you apologizing and betrayed it. Shame on me for the repeat, I'm all out of favors. and nothing else can save you.
Guessing you missing integrity. Still gotta focus on what's in the head of me. Great understanding of me as a whole. Probably one of the reasons you scared of me. Fictional telling me, stupid expecting me. Thinking that I'm a believer, what I'm not believing, excuse me. I'm sorry, I abruptly beg your pardon.
Own up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish? Cause you know, I know, you lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying.
Relentless self, inevitable that I win. Never say never again. Though a facade is the way to pretend. Never be basic again. A stage ain't for the faint-hearted. Processed it all, but I ain't bought it. But thank God, I can thank God. Fell in a miserable state. When know when you fuck with a look in your face. Wake up alone when the weather get lonely, and you be the only one that you can blame. Shit ain't the same as though when it was playing. Focus and aim and go hard in the paint. Fuck who it can't affect when you granted. Eye on the prize and you rule like a lion. Soar like an eagle without all the lion. Trying to be something you not. I say I got. You say you got, I say I'm not. You say you tried. If it happened to me, then it happened to you, or someone you know, or someone you fuck with. A lot of shit looking counterfeit. You no longer someone I fuck with.
Own up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish? Cause you know, I know, you lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop
on everything that I love, everything that I love, on everything that I love, man, I had enough.
Stop
on everything that I love, everything that I love, on everything that I love, man, I had enough.
Own up to your bullshit. Yeah, it's about that time. Damn, don't you look foolish? Cause you know, I know, you lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying. Yeah, right, yeah, right, yeah, right, stop lying.
Welcome to the AMC Ape Cage. I'm your host, Security James. It's just me tonight. We're going to have a fun time, though. I can promise you that. Having some weird stuff going on with my recording equipment for no reason whatsoever. But that's besides the point. We are going to have a full show tonight. We have what I'm about to go over for the TV's so-called plan. Try to be like the Joker. It was one of those things where after going through all this information, especially with last week's CP lie numbers and with how everything is, if it's not one thing, it's the other thing. If it's not insurance like Medicare and Medicaid, then it has to be something completely different, like food. And if it's not food, then it's whatever else they can tax. Evidently, they can tax the trees and the air that you breathe. But there's a bunch of different things that are going on. There's that. You have this Japanese negative carry trade, which is basically fueling your banks, your hedge funds, and they're buying this yen up like it's hotcakes. They have to, because or else they can't hold their positions. I'll go into that and explain about that. And is another bank about to crash? Is it about to bring one of the giants along with them? It sounds pretty damning to me, but I can tell you right now, it sure does look that way. I'm going to keep you on letting you guess and think that one, because it is definitely going to be a doozy. We do have a couple of commercials that we're going to play throughout the show. And then Of course, we have our Dum Dum of the Week award. Yes, Dum Dum of the Week award. This one's a doozy. I don't know whether it'd be called dumb or criminal, one of the two, but they're both on equal standards. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and let's start this wonderful show with, for the TV's so-called plan, this Joker ape knows Jerome Mr. Burns Powell is a squealer. CPI, job reports, it's what he's squealing about. The Federal Reserve caught in a classic conundrum of to cut or not to cut interest rates. A real Shakespearean tragedy for the modern economy. The latest CPI report is sizzling, and not in a good way, casting a long, ominous shadow over dreams of a June rate cut. But let's be honest, for gold, always a sunny day in Bullionville. With inflation prancing around 3.5%, gold is hitting highs like a soprano at an opera. And why wouldn't it? The dollar purchasing power is on a downhill ski slope. No surprises there. The Fed is playing a game of whack-a-mole with inflation, but every time they aim to smack it down, it pops up somewhere else, grinning. And then there's Peter Schiff on his podcast, The Financial Cassandra, who's been shouting about the inferno of inflation while the mainstream media acts like they just discovered fire. Shocking, right? And let's not forget the real estate market, gasping for a rate cut like a fish out of water. Vacant office buildings are sprouting up like weeds in an abandoned lot. And the ticking sound you hear? Tick, tick, tick. Well, that's the economic time bomb of the commercial real estate sector, just waiting to go boom. So what happens if the Fed plays the hero and slashes rates? Well, it's party time for the borrowing and spending. The banks get to play Santa Claus, handing out loans like candy, which only fans the flames of inflation. And gold? Gold is just sitting back, polishing its crown because, let's face it, gold doesn't care about your economic woes. It's the king of the safe havens.
Oh, looks like they really want me to come to that party. We're gonna have to go.
You have a pager?
Yeah?
You get paged?
Yeah, that's how a pager works.
Why don't you just get a phone?
You mean one of your government tracking devices? No thanks, I'm using a pager. Oh, you're looking at your steps? No, the government's watching where you're going. It's not nap time, Stewie. Wake up. All right, we're out of here.
Okay, Stewie's going to the party.
Yeah, but where's Chris going?
I have no idea. He's completely off the grid.
Damn it! He can't hide forever. Where are you?
Oh, it's delightful. Chris! Chris, isn't this cool? Stewie, don't say my name. There's an Alexa in here.
Sir, we have eyes on Chris. He's at a douchebag vaping party.
Sooner or later, they all get sloppy.
What we're going to check out here real quick is what I'm talking about when it comes to the creative writing department. So when I talk about the creative writing department, this is the one special department that's in every business. It's in every bank. It is in your government. And this is where they make the numbers, we'll quote unquote say. So this is the US CPI food versus the year over year and cumulative increase, we should say. And this is over food and CPI costs. So like I was saying before, when CPI seems to start running, there's always a part of the CPI numbers. The main indicator for CPI is labor. So when you keep on fudging the numbers on labor and then going ahead and having revisions after 30 days, this number is going to get out of whack, and it's going to get out of whack really fast. As you can see from the start of 2020 going all the way till about June of 22, where it reached its peak for the year over year increase, and then it starts to drop. This is when you start to see them creative writing department getting in full swing. Your cumulative increase is showing that food is gained 30% since 2020. So that's when you went to seeing a bag of chips at 99 cents now be roughly around $4. That's your increase. And what's their way of solving this problem? Well, the way of solving it is actually giving you less of it. That doesn't make sense. So here's your CPI. So this is the US CPI versus the year over year and cumulative between 2020 to February of 24. As you can see, we are on the same trajectory. And then all of a sudden, roughly around the same time, June of 22, creative writing department kicks in, start fudging the numbers, get it down to where it looks like that it's roughly around 3.3%, when in all actuality, it's really around 24% right now. Mainly due for the fake labor numbers. People aren't getting new jobs. People are having to get 2 to 3 jobs just to they can make ends meet. It is not new jobs that they're getting. So all of these jobs that are so-called created are all a fugazi. But wait, there's a plot twist. If the Fed decides to hold steady because inflation is stickier than a melted candy bar on a hot sidewalk, gold still wins. It's like betting on a both black and red at the roulette table. Either way, you're still taking chips home. Now, let's talk about these algorithmic traders. The Wall Street equivalent to Pavlov's dog salivating at the sound of economic data and selling gold faster than you can say false alarm. But the real buyers, the ones with the actual money, they're scooping up those dips like it was the last serving at a buffet. I think Peter Schiff said it best on his podcast. The real gold buyers don't care about these job reports. They probably realize that they're just straight BS. He's not wrong. Those strong job numbers that I was talking about before, they are beefed up like a bodybuilder on steroids, masking the reality of Americans juggling jobs like a circus performer just to put food on the table. So whether the inflation decides to climb higher or the Fed cuts rates once, twice, or not at all, it's all just different shades of economic uncertainty. And those rate cuts, they're not going to patch up the economic potholes in China or smooth over the geopolitical wrinkles in Ukraine or the Middle East. Well, as for the Japanese yen, well, that's a story that will continue shortly. Trust me, it's a doozy. That's a major problem considering that it's tied to some bonds. I'll tell you right now, those bonds that it's tied to, let me tell you, you ain't going to like it. Commercial real estate and residential real estate. That's what they're tied to. So in the end, it's a win-win for gold, a lose-lose for the dollar, and a head-scratcher for the Fed. But hey, that's the beauty of economics. It's the gift that keeps giving, just not always in the way that you want. It's amazing to me how you can go ahead and change your fortunes in a matter of seconds in this economy, depending on what happens. But don't let me tell you. I'll let Jerome do that in his infomercial.
Ladies and gentlemen of the American public, I am Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, but it's really Jamie Dimon, but you knew that. Quick question. Are you having trouble with your relationship? Well, we have the perfect product for you. Ken Griffin's bedpost. It can stop a conversation whenever you need to. Just bop on head and the conversation stops just like that. Bop, 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 bop. And it's going for a great price of $19.95 plus shipping, plus handling, plus federal taxes, plus whatever money you owe the IRS. So wait, shit. I wasn't supposed to say that. That's the small print. I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet. Anywho, if you want to make it a special present for that special someone, you can get an autographed copy from Ken Griffin himself for an extra $19.99.95. You can get an autographed picture of Jesus Christ with every order but disclaimer. Autograph may be synthetic, so call now before the reverse repo, I meant this product, runs out because the apes are buying everything. So if you want your order expedited, please call us at 52039210005. Again, that number is 52039210005. When you call, Janet Tinkerbell Yeller will pick up and say everything is fine, just to spray more bullshit up your ass. Okay, that is my time. Thank you for having me, James. I think I need some of that Biden comfort cream after this.
As you can tell, he doesn't know what to do. He has no idea. He's honestly scratching his head and saying, what am I going to do? What am I going to actually say to people? So this is your Japanese bond yields. This is the 2-year, the 1-year, the 5-year, and the 10-year. Now, as you can see, they've floated around 0%. So for the last 30 years, they've been playing this negative carry for so long. I mean, so long that they don't know what to do. If they raise rates too fast, it will literally crush their economy. Crush it. But if they go ahead and they do these small little increments of like an eighth, you're doing that while at the same time buying back the bonds, so you're strengthening the yen, so it looks like it's actually worth more. But the problem is that this is why we're sitting here on hold, and this is why we sit on hold every single month, because we're waiting to hear what Japan does first. If we go ahead and we were to raise rates, this would crush the Japanese yen value. If we go ahead and we lowered rates or cut them, this will also crush the value. Why do you think we've been stagnant for the last 5 months, 5, 6, 7 months? Literally just stagnant, not doing a damn thing, because our banks, our hedge funds, family offices have been buying, and regulatory banks have been buying this yen so hard that if it were to crash in any way, shape, or form, world economy, boom. I mean, just boom. Done. Not even a chance. That's why the section is titled The Japanese Yen. The carry trade will be the world's margin call. The yen carry trade, that once beloved darling of Forex markets, is now teetering on the brink of becoming the world's most expensive game of financial chicken. After decades of Japan's negative interest rate policy, the Bank of Japan has decided to hike rates sending shockwaves through the 20 trillion carry trade playground. It's like watching someone pull the plug on the world's most lucrative bathtub. Now, rates staggering above zero, the yen carry trade is looking about as stable as a house of cards in a wind tunnel. The yen's been doing the limbo under the dollar, which might sound fun, but it's not the kind of party investors were hoping for. And if the Bank of Japan gets frisky and starts offloading U.S. treasuries, we might as well say sayonara to the stock stability. Yeah, the stock market would absolutely implode. Let's talk about that dollar strength, shall we? It's like being the valedictorian of summer school. Sure, you're the top of your class, but the competition isn't exactly fierce. The dollar is losing value faster than a car driving off a lot. But hey, at least it's not the yen. The foreign exchange markets are like those arcade claw machines. They take your money and you might snag a prize, but you're more likely just funding the machine. Imagine a world where currencies are pegged to gold. Suddenly, those forex markets aren't looking so shiny. Traders might actually have to invest in something tangible, like, I don't know, a real economy. This is the USD versus the yen for March 18th through April 17th. And as you can see, we've just crept up and up and up and up. You get to 155, kaboom. Literally kaboom to your stock market. But what I found interesting when looking at this is also, the gold. I know I talked about it in the last segment, but I want you to think about this. How does gold get to where it's going? I thought South Park did it best.
What's he doing? Oh, yeah. Actually, this might kind of work.
Foreign exchange markets are like those arcade claw machines. They take your money and you might snag a prize, but more likely just funding the machine. Imagine a world currencies are pegged to gold. Suddenly, those forex markets aren't looking so shiny. Traders might actually have to invest in something tangible, like, I don't know, a real economy. And as for the Middle East, it's heating up faster than a microwave burrito. If oil prices spike and the Bank of Japan hits the panic button, we could see margin calls that makes the 2008 financial crisis look like a minor bank error in your favor. The Bank of Japan, in a bind, they need to let bond yields rise to attract investors back into Japanese debt. But that's like trying to lure teenagers to a phone-free dinner. It's a noble effort, but good luck with that. And with the US and the EU facing higher interest payments, it's like watching someone dig a hole to fill another hole. Remember, in the leveraged world of finance, every action has the over-the-top reaction. When traders start overcompensating, it's not just a market correction. No, it's a full-blown market meltdown. So as the U.S. flirts with rate cuts, it's not cutting rates. Let's just be honest here. The yen carry trade days are numbered. The yen's volatility is turning carry trades into high-stakes gambling. And if all goes belly up, it won't just be the yen that's in trouble. It's a financial fireworks show you won't want to miss. Just make sure you're watching it from a safe distance. I promise you, make sure you hedge yourselves. Make sure you have something tangible like gold, like silver. Invest in a meme stock. AMC is a great one to invest in and to hedge yourself when this does happen, because this rug pull has to happen. You can't have overvalued stocks, like I showed you on the last episode, how because they're so overvalued and so pumped with this Japanese yen fake liquidity, that you saw massive drops in all of the Mega 7. And this is what continues to happen now, is job loss.
This is a 9 News special report. Recession, a nation in peril.
An economic crisis has hit South Park and the nation like never before. Another South Park bank has closed down, leaving thousands of people in debt. It's just crazy, you know? Everyone's affected by it. It's like all the money just vanished. It's really terrifying. We've got no money to pay our mortgage now. We could very easily lose our house.
Hi, Grandma.
First the money started going, and now everyone's getting laid off work. They took our jobs. They took our jobs.
Just how far will the economy fall? We asked economic reporter Dan Banks for his assessment. We'll have the rest of Dan's interview tonight at 10.
Who the hell is this guy? Ah, hell. He's just another one of those damn web cartoonists. Ah. Is SoftBank going to expose the ball sacks, Jamie Dimon, and the JP Morgans? Who's next? Ladies and gentlemen, gather around for the latest episode of As the Market Turns, featuring the protagonist ARM, whose stock took a nosedive last Friday to the tune of $87.19, down a staggering 16.90% in a single session. The plot thickens as a week tallied a loss of 31.10%, or a cool $40 billion in market cap. Cue the dramatic gasps. I'll give you some boos. But why is this a big deal, you ask? Enter stage left, SoftBank, clutching a negative 90% of ARM like a lifeline, having plumbed and primed the stock since its IPO and crafted, some say, for the very purpose It's like putting lipstick on a pig, but instead of a pig, it's a gaping hole from reckless investments like WeWork. And instead of lipstick, it's billions of dollars. SoftBank, in a move that would make Vegas blush, went all in on ARM. Last week, they watched $36 billion evaporate. And with ARM's PE ratio sitting pretty at an eye-watering 1,162, it's like watching someone bet their house on a horse with 3 legs.
What the hell is this? Podcast? Welcome to Cartman's Incredible Podcast! Hello, fellow Facebookers. I'm here to do one thing. Get you more friends. Looking around Facebook today, we see that since adding loser Kip Doherty as a friend, Kyle Broflovsky's stock is plummeting. He had 55 friends just 2 days ago. He's down to just 11 this morning. Run to your Facebook account and delete Kyle from your friends list because he is poison and I don't see him making a comeback anytime soon. You're going to want to dump Kyle and if at all possible, add Clyde Donovan. Why? Birthday! That's right, Clyde has a birthday coming up and his mom is taking everyone to Casa Bonita. If you don't have Clyde as a friend, you're going to want to add him because Clyde's numbers are about to go way up. And now word on the street. Word on the street! The rumors are now becoming more than that. Jimmy and Bebe have agreed to share their friends. That's right. Looks like we're about to have a merger. So if you're a friend of Jimmy's, you're about to luck into about 90 chick friends. And as we all know, chick friends are worth almost triple what dude friends are. That's all the time I have for today. Remember, update that profile and steer clear of cow.
I love it. And what's this? SoftBank got an $8.5 billion margin loan secured on ARM shares. Well, it's like using a glass house for rock storage. The Wall Street Journal even rang the alarm on the headline, screaming SoftBank's $118 billion ARM problem. If public opinion soars on AI, SoftBank is going to be exposed as a streaker at a football game. Now, let's talk about SoftBank's market cap magic trick. ARM shares are worth more than SoftBank's total market cap. That's not a financial strategy. The financial sorcery, more like it. And if SoftBank's ADRs in the U.S., they shrugged off ARM's plummet like it was a bad joke, closing only 4.66% lower. Mr. Market's verdict: SoftBank's net worth is in the red for about $8 billion, making them as bankrupt as a student after spring break. But wait, there's more. Remember Archegos? That little hedge fund that could and then spectacularly couldn't. If SoftBank, which is about 15 times bigger, goes belly up, we're not just talking about a bad day on Wall Street. We're talking about a financial Godzilla stomping through the city. In the high-stakes drama of global finance, SoftBank has been playing footsie under the table with a selective group of banks, doling out loans like bread or beads at Mardi Gras. The inner circle includes Barclays, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Mizuho, all too eager to get a piece of the action. And when it comes to IPO fees, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Morgan Stanley are lining their pockets, trading billions like kid swap trading cards. But who's the prom king in this financial dance? Well, it's no other than Goldman Ball Sachs. Their bond with SoftBank is tighter than a pair of skinny jeans, with former execs like Michael Ronan and Katsunari Sago playing matchmaker. The WeWork debacle, just another scene in their buddy movie with Goldman Ball Sachs, miraculously exiting stage left. Pockets full, just before the house lights dimmed on WeWork's bankruptcy. As for which bank is teetering on the edge of SoftBank's shaped cliff, that's the million-dollar question. With lips sealed tighter than a submarine door, it's a waiting game to see who's likely going to take the plunge. But if the dominoes start to fall, don't be surprised if the names already in the spotlight are the first to tumble.
Just look at the Marsh family, huh? Brand new television, new plastic dishware and cups, and enough bulk buy ramen to last us 1,000 winters.
Dad, how come Walmart is able to sell everything so cheap?
It's simple economics, son. I don't understand it at all. But God, I love it.
I want you to think about what is going to transpire, because what you're walking into, if you're not hedged properly in all this, you are looking at a swing in your main indices. That's your Dow, your NASDAQ, your SPY. You're looking at a swing that can be anywhere between, I don't know, 40 to 90% drop. I know it sounds, blasphemous, and I know it sounds absolutely crazy. Like, you, Security James, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Actually, I do. I really do think you're looking between 40 and 70%, if I had to guess. You have Jeremy Grantham on record going at 80. Now, if you were to take a 40% drop in the SPY as of right now, you're at $2,200. If you were to go ahead and take a 70%, you're down to like $1,400. The last time the SPY was at $1,400, you're back into the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, last time that we were there. And then you go ahead and think about where your blue chips would be. Just imagine Apple being at like $17, $18. That hasn't happened since, I don't know, 86, 87. And that's if you're lucky. That is really if you're lucky. But the only person that you really got to thank for this is the one person that said we needed inflation.
Thank you for having me, security. Are you having a rough time with the economy I created? Well, Biden Economics and their new product, Inflation Comfort Cream, can help you glide into that tight spot. Make sure you use before looking at charts. Surgeon General warning. Product may cause large brown spots in undies. Make sure you wipe thoroughly, otherwise I'm going to smell it. Ibida-ba-do-ba-dee. Where's my cone? I want to scratch and sniff it.
So, he said we needed inflation. I don't know why. We just came from a time where we've only had it that one time in history. And that was a 0% federal fund rate. That's why everybody that did have a refinance or purchased a home got interest rates that were in the twos. You did a 15-year, you could have gotten 1.75 on a refinance. That's the only reason. You wouldn't have this problem with your strategic oil reserve. You wouldn't have any of these economic problems. You wouldn't have to try and cover up all your bad tidings with proxy wars. I know everybody's worried about what's going on in the Middle East, but let me tell you something. Where's the on the ground reporting? I don't see any. Same thing with Ukraine. There's no on the ground reporting. Haven't seen one. Listen, I've been to war. I've been there twice. We had reporters on the ground. If you are in war, you have on the ground reporting. It is just a fact because your soldiers get trained to talk to them. You have to go through the simulations of what you can say and what you can't say. So where's the on ground reporting? I haven't seen one thing yet. And with that, we go into our Dum Dum of the Week award.
All right, first academic alert. Wiggum, Ralph.
I won!
No, Ralph. This means you're failing English.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
And just because I run in front of cars, just because put food on my head, people think I'm not smart, but I'm stupid. I've been stupid since the day I was born. Yeah, I'm a dumbass, baby. I'm stupid. Right on.
When I grow up, I want to be a principal or a caterpillar.
So who's the award going to this week? Well, the award goes to Senator Ted Cruz. Senator Cruz has sold up to $500,000 of Goldman Sachs stock. Cruz's wife is the managing director at Goldman Sachs. So is this more dum-dum or more crime? Kind of sounds like both because they're both equal. This is the largest trade that anyone has ever seen from Senator Cruz. I still don't know what to call it. Is it dum-dum or crime? I would say both. But I hate to think if his wife didn't tell him to do it, maybe he's seeing something that everybody should be looking at. Wink, wink. Or maybe his wife told him, hey, you need to get rid of this like now. You should just hit a little couple buttons. I think that's kind of what happened. It's honestly, I can't trust politics. I can't trust your media. You can't trust anything that anyone says nowadays. And I know none of us. I mean, the people that watch and the people that listen to what I have to say, I'm telling you, you grew up in a time where you and your friends were able to ride your bikes in the streets. You were able to go outside and play a pickup football game or call your buddies and say, hey, let's go to the pool, or hey, you want to come over and we'll throw in the front yard, or, let's grab some guys and go biking, or whatever the case may be. What are your kids doing now? Are you kids going outside and actually playing? Or are you too scared to let them do that? Are you honestly saying that kids' lives have changed so much since even when we were in high school? I mean, I know me and my buddies, we used to go crazy. We were outside all the time. All the time. And now I'm lucky if I can get my kid out of the house just to go outside and do something. I know it's the same thing for the rest of you parents. I mean, it's got to be. There's no way it's anything like it was back when you were growing up. Nothing like it. And with that, I bring you to my final word. My final word, I'm kind of going to go over some of the same stuff that I was just talking about, but my final word. As we reach the end of the discourse, let's take the moment to reflect on the intricate tapestries we've woven from the threads of economic indicators, international finance, and the media's portrayal of global events. We've delved into the veracity of the Consumer Price Index, scrutinized the Federal Reserve's tightrope walk over interest rates, and pondered the potential of the Japanese yen to trigger a global financial tremor. We've also considered the possibility of SoftBank's struggles cascading through the financial sector, threatening to drag a major bank into the abyss with it. The CPI, often heralded as a reliable barometer of inflation, has come under scrutiny. Is it a true reflection of the economic reality, or a carefully curated narrative? I'm going to go with curated narrative. The Federal Reserve, meanwhile, stands at a crossroads, with the pressure to cut rates counterbalanced by the need to maintain economic stability. The Japanese yen, once the darling of the carry trade, now looms as a harbinger of a margin call that could reverberate through the world's economy, underscoring the interconnectedness of our global financial system. SoftBank's recent tribulations paint a vivid picture of a domino effect in the financial world, where the faltering of one entity can send shockwaves that threaten to topple others. It's a stark reminder of the vulnerability of even the mightiest institutions and the precarious balance they maintain. Amidst these discussions, we turn our gaze to the ongoing conflicts in Israel and the Ukraine, where the fog of war obscures the lines between fact and fiction. The media, our lens to these distant realities, often blurs the edges, leaving us to question the authenticity of the narratives being spun. In this era of information overload, it is more crucial than ever to remain steadfast in our quest for truth, to sift through the noises and focus on signals that guide us towards understanding. As we navigate these complex times, let us not be swayed by the cacophony that seeks to distract us from our path. Let us remember that amidst the chaos, there is opportunity for clarity, for growth, and for progress. And as we ponder the future, let us draw strength from the words of the great philosopher Seneca. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. May this quote serve as a beacon, illuminating our journey as we dare to confront the challenges ahead, armed with knowledge, fortified by wisdom, and driven by an unwavering commitment to forge a path of integrity and truth. I hope you all enjoyed the show. I hope you all learned something from it. You got to listen to some funny infomercials. And with that, I leave you all with good enough.
helps me through the night. Who's to say? Say I believe it behind what I've been taught and thought inside. Who's to say? If I keep on crossing the line, then I won't skip it all tonight. It's all the gold, won't keep it shine. It's always fading. Tarnishing the things you hold without explaining. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been good enough for him should be good enough for you. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been good enough for him should be good enough for you. Who's to say? Say if it's never a fact when our faith is all we have. Who's to say? Say if it's wrong when I ask if it helps me when I crash. Who's to say? Say if I'm on the right path or when I slip and fall so fast. It's all the gold, won't keep it shine, forever fading. Tarnishing the things you hope without explaining. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been good enough for them should be good enough for you. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been good enough for them should be good enough for you. What's been good enough for him should be good enough for you. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been good enough for him should be good enough for you. Good enough for you. We were born into believing that it's true. What's been